What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to be undergoing a bit of a challenge, which is, can we possibly resolve the beginning of the end in Edison format? So the deck I've built to try to accomplish this is a plant Gigavice sort of thing with Evil Thorn and Super Solar Nutrient and 3 copies of Mystic Tomato. So the idea is you can just get 6 darks in the grave really easily, and then you're almost there. Um, I think, yeah, there's just a few other random darks in here. Gores, Trigodia, Dad, of course, some Caiuses, Reaper, and Sangan for some other tomato targets. Maybe I could have fit in more tomato targets or more late game gas or something in hindsight. I'm not really sure. It's the engine is a lot of stuff. I mean, to try and get this to work. So of course we have equip spells. I don't know if this is the exact correct ratio, but I think you need 3 supervise, and you probably need 3 of this just for to be drawing into something into the late game that can maybe win you the game. Super Solar Nutrient is just makes your starting play super consistent with Evil Thorn and stuff. We only play 2 of this. Pretty self-explanatory. You pretty much can only resolve one realistically, so you just kind of want to find it in the late game, resolve it. Then for traps, we run Decrees with some just good stuff traps, and Return, because Return's amazing. And, we play the power tools for the Gigavice stuff. Overall, it's a pretty interesting deck. Pretty cool take on the plant build, I think. Obviously, beginning of the end is kind of just a meme, but, we're trying it out anyway. I think Evil Thorn might be potentially legit in some kind of Gigavice turbo deck, but that's kind of aside from the point. Actually, I just noticed I'm not playing a lore in here. Man, I'm having issues with that lately. I just keep noticing after deck lists that I'm just randomly missing something. But definitely no reason not to throw a lore in here for sure. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my mistakes. We're here to talk about my W's, which was I played some matches. I told myself I wasn't going to stop until I resolved beginning of the end one time. So, yeah, I mean, here's the first one. Let's just get into it. Let's see what happens. So I have a pretty bomb hand here. I mean, we go Lone Fire into Evil Thorn, into Super Solar Nutrient, into the other Lone Fire. I think I just get Titanial. I maybe could have just gone Giga Plant here. Titanial was a bit conservative. Could have gone Set Dust Shoot. I don't know. I could have done this in such a way that the Lone Fire wasn't attached to the Super Solar. Then I could set Dust Shoot and Decree without having to worry about getting blown out by Heavy. But we're going to play it safe, going to Dandy. We know his hand, so we know our guy's going to get bottomless, but we have RFDD and stuff, so he just draws dead and goes next. Game number 2, we again open pretty good. Kind of want to get this Decree online before we do anything. Fortunately for me, he hits the worst back row with the Dust Tornado. The other 2 I think were a lot more important here. He's going to go Dog, beat over 1. His sets are Oppression plus Torrential. He's going to Oppression my Evil Thorn, but I just flip Decree. And then I flash the Super Solar, and he just quits. So, I mean, I included this one because it's technically a full match. But, yeah, I mean, pretty lame gameplay here. Just brutal 2-0. We didn't get to see Super Solar, or we didn't get to see beginning of the end resolve. We didn't get to see any crazy Gigavice combos or anything. So, not a lot going on. Here's the exciting game, though. This game is pretty cool, I think. We're up against Fairies, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, I mean, Orange Light could potentially be an issue. Was I not showing the opponent's hand on the last one? I like to do this with the opponent's hand shown. We opened Dust Shoot again, which, sacker moment. I mean, we got a kind of awkward hand. I feel like I should just Evil Thorn to get him out of the deck here. Then I can set, Mirror Force to try and protect them and hopefully draw into a Super Solar or a Lone Fire to convert off my Evil Thorns. So we go for the Dust Shoot, hit the Raikou. Maybe he should have just set this DD Warrior Lady. But he plays into Mirror Force. So we're good to go. We're just beating in for 200. We know his hand's nothing. We set the Royal Decree. Draws Orange Light. I try to flip Decree to see if I can bait the Judgment. He doesn't do it. So now I'm alright. We'll set the MST. I'm in a little awkward spot because my Gores is super dead here. Maybe I should have just Tribute Summoned it by this point. Because now I'm I've got my Decree on board and I've got these Evil Thorns. I just made my Gores super dead. I just looked at this Gores and I was I never want to resolve this Gores in this entire game. So We do kind of just haphazardly draw into our Gigaplant combo, though, so now the opponent... I know their back row is Brain Control plus Solemn, and I'm pretty sure that they're not playing Tragodia, even though they definitely should, because it's the best card in the entire game, but yeah, we just have game here, so... On to game number 2. Kind of cheesed our opponent there with Dust Shoot. I'm not a fan of it, but... This game was... Yeah, we opened pretty awkward here. We tried a Gores, but they have the orange light. Even if we could have dropped the Gores, it wasn't probably that great here. So, we're just setting everything. Opponent just hits over. We could go for Torrential here, but I decided to preserve it because I can just Brain Con out both of these. And unfortunately, the opponent has a Dim Alk, so we can't clear that too cleanly with the Torrential either. We just got to take the hit. We can make the Dim Alk miss timing here, which is not the worst thing. But yeah, I mean, they draw another one, and that's just lethal right there off the top. So, bit unfortunate of a game there for me. This game, we open pretty well. I decided to go a little bit more yellow than I probably should have. I don't know, it's debatable. Maybe I actually didn't go YOLO enough. I should have gone like 2 Power Tools here or something. But, yeah, we did get a little unlucky on the 1 out of 3 for the Supervise, and the opponent has Storm for a Decree, which doesn't matter because they have no traps. However, they can go Thought Ruler. I think if they had hit over my Lone Fire here, I'd have been in some serious shit. But they hit over the Power Tool instead, which means now we're going to be able to go for Titanial, beat over this. So we're back in it. It would have been a pretty massive predicament if we had lost our Lone Fire there. I guess he didn't want to give us the like free plus for the Power Tool search, so which is understandable, but... So, just going to out my Titanial, no big deal. At this point, I've got this beginning and the end in my hand, and I'm just like, man, I want to resolve this, please. And this point in the game, some problems with the deck become apparent, where I'm just drawing like more starters and combo pieces after I've already done my thing. Could maybe run like multiple Gigaplants or something, I don't know. So we go for this here to try to rip the card. He has the Book of Moon, but that's a perfectly fine trade. We got a +1 there. Brain Control, going to out the Spirit Reaper. Opponent actually going in here with the Soul of Purity and Light. After this, I should be able to resolve beginning of the end, though, which is really nice. So, there it is, folks. We finally did it. We activated beginning of the end. We're going to draw 3 cards from our deck. And we draw another beginning of the end. I don't think we're getting anywhere close to resolving this one. But now I'm just like, alright, I can take both guys and just kill them, right? I know Mirror Force is gone, so we're in a good spot. But he top decks Herald of Orange in Synchros, which is very annoying. I opt not to Torrential because I think I can win with Brain Con plus Mark next turn. And I think that turns out to be the case. We actually draw into return from the different dimension, which, if you look, would have been a very large return, but it's not going to be needed. We're just going to win right there with the Saki Brain Control activation. But we won both matches, and more importantly, we achieved our goal of resolving beginning of the end one time, even once ever. So that was definitely fun. I mean, drawing 3 cards felt pretty good. Dug for our win cons with the Brain Con plus Mark, so can't complain too much about it. I mean, cool games. It was an interesting idea. I'm glad I got to resolve beginning of the end. I had fun, so hope you guys enjoyed this little meme video. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video, so adios until then.